this is Dr. Rosie Kuhn, and this podcast series is called Spiritual Immersion, Taking the Plunge. One of the most challenging things I have to talk about with you is the idea of clearing energies, entities, past life traumas out of your system. And the reason I have such a hard time talking about it is because, first of all, the subject is pretty huge, and there's all sorts of ways of clearing out debris and toxicities and entities or energies, disturbances. And so there's so many ways. It's like I don't know how to get my hands around it or my thoughts around it. But one of the elements of spiritual immersion is the fact that we do carry stuff on us or in us and around us that are actually potentially depleting our energies or feeding off of us or getting in our way or distracting us or making us feel yucky or bad or terrible. It also includes past life decisions that we made or vows that we made or other elements of life that we have no idea about but are influencing us tremendously. I started out with finding out about energy work about 20 some years ago. I kind of knew about it. We talk about things that happen, karma or whatever. But in this particular case, it had to do with clearing, space clearing and personal clearing with L-rods and a pendulum for dowsing. And I learned how to do a clearing process with myself. And when I did the clearing process with myself, I actually felt better, which was amazing. And then I would do it. I wouldn't do it all the time, but I would do it. When I did it, it felt great. And I also then found that there were particular times of the day where I didn't feel good, like my energy would deplete, or that just felt angry or frustrated or moody. I would do a clearing, and immediately it would go. Whatever I was feeling, my spirit would be lightened, if you will. My energy was lightened, and I thought there's something to this. So I've been to people who are energy clearers. I work with people who are energy clearers. I do a dowsing practice 2, 3, 4 times a day of clearing my own energy field as best I can. And there's energy medicine people who help do that in different vibrational levels. It's just as expansive as it can be. My point in this, in my intention in this particular podcast is to say there's ways that you can yourself begin this process of clearing yourself so that you feel empowered to do that. And you also get to then become more clear about this is a pattern that's been with me, an energy pattern, an emotional pattern, a way of being in the world pattern that has been with me for a very long time, and I can't seem to change it. This was a really big deal for me. When I go, this is something that's been with me longer than this life, I think, and I can't clear it. I can't, and my prayers aren't changing it, or my offerings or my requests to other guides and angels to clear it. Something's not working for me. It's not changing anything. So then I would go to people who are actually experts in the field of clearing energy and had them do the work. And this has been exceptionally empowering and has become a really important partnership with, for instance, in a couple of podcasts ago, I mentioned Elizabeth Sabat, who's a miracle worker as far as I'm concerned. She does some beautiful, beautiful work, and she and I collaborate. I send her clients and I think everybody needs some clearing and support in that way. And she sends me clients that they do their clearing, but they need some empowering from someone like me who does the work I do. So it's not necessarily a one-time thing, but it can be that for, whatever period. It's all the point of this is that there are ways to empower yourself to do the clearing yourself, clearing energies for yourself, and there's times where you might want to request the support of people who are actually professionals in this work. One of the things that I would encourage you to look for in that is that you're not looking for somebody who's going to tell you the future or tell you anything about the future or your future, what you have in store. What they're doing is clearing patterns or energies that you've taken on over lifetimes or your ancestrals. It's huge. So what you're wanting is somebody who can clear that stuff out so that you are now free to move forward with yourself. I found that where I was stuck and said, this pattern has been here with me for forever and I can't do it. I'm not, whatever I'm doing in trying to empower myself, it's not changing. And so to ask for help and get support to change that then opened me up to move into a more expansive state. So it's not fixing me, but it's giving me the capacity to have the energy available to do what I want to do, make choices that I can make, be out of certain states of fear or certain states of patterns that limit potential with relationships, with love, with power, with money, with career, with my heart state, my physical well-being. All of those things are impacted with the help and support of people who do this energy work. You might know people who do that. You might go online or look, and again, Elizabeth Sabat is somebody that I highly recommend if you're looking for somebody. So coming back to you, I did a training with a fellow named Eric Dowsett. And yes, his name is Dowsett. And he's an Australian fellow, but he trains people to do energy clearing for themselves and others, and space clearing and personal clearing. So that has been really helpful for me to have a structure in clearing. Now you can go online and Google or go into YouTube and search for energy clearing, and you would probably get tons of YouTubes and videos that can teach you and train you how to do that. And so that's something I would suggest. Now, if that feels like it's too secular for you, and you're more about needing a prayer or wanting to pray or bring prayer into that process, that's very cool. That's really wonderful too, in that you're creating a relationship with your higher power and making requests for things to shift and change. And one of the things that has really helped me in that way in terms of my prayer practice is to say, I don't know how this is supposed to be. I don't know who I am supposed to be. And I know that you have a different perspective. I can't be right about how I think things are going to be because I don't know. And I turn that over to you. And I'm asking you to show me another way to see this. Show me another way to be with this, because the way I'm being with this, the way I'm seeing this, I don't know how to do it. So those kinds of prayers where we're turning our self over, as opposed to saying, here's what I want, here's what I think it should be, here's how I want it to be. It's like we can't make that choice. If we're surrendering, it comes down to surrender. It comes down to letting go of what I believe is my right, or to have my righteousness, and turning it over and say, I have no clue how this is supposed to be. I don't have any clue how to do this. And I'm asking you to help me see this in another way so that I can move forward with this. And that's been a very helpful prayer for me. So again, the intention of this particular podcast is to say there are energies, there are beings, there are disturbances, and on all levels, physical levels and etheric levels, that are interfering sometimes with how we be our best selves, our highest potential. My job is to learn how to be my 100% potentiality. And to see what might be in the way, or to consider what might be in the way, and then do practices, or call people in to support me in doing practices, so that I can get these things out of the way, so that I can be in my highest truth, my highest knowing, and my highest contribution to the world. So that's it for now. That's my big, scary, hairy process that I'm offering you. Scary, hairy, because it's kind of hard to talk about it. If you have any questions or thoughts, you can call me or email me. You can email me at rosie@theparadigmshifts.com, or you can visit my website, theparadigmshifts.com, for blogs, videos, books, and information if you're interested in some coaching. All right, big hugs to you. Bye for now.